Across the South Coast, live from Solent University, you're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon, it's 1 o'clock. I'm Ben Hayward with your Solent Sports News headlines. The most expensive transfer in British history is in contention to make his Premier League debut tonight. Enzo Fernandez is looking to be involved with the Chelsea squad as they take on Fulham in the West London derby. Last time the two sides met, Fulham came out 2-1 winners. However, boss Marco Silva believes it will be a tougher challenge this time round.
Yes, of course, we'll be different in certain areas of the pitch with different profile of players as well. I think their idea will be there, even if you know that during the match, and they have the capacity to change systems and to do something different.
Make sure to tune in later at 4 o'clock, where Solent Sports News reporter Dylan Javas will be live at Stamford Bridge. Sticking with Premier League football now, and it's a tough weekend for those at the bottom end of the table. Fresh-faced Southampton travel to Brentford as they push for survival. Meanwhile, Bournemouth will make a trip along the south coast as they take on Brighton at the Amex. Everton will be hoping to turn their season around under new boss Sean Dyche when they take on top of the table Arsenal. New midfield recruit Jorginho could be thrown into the mix for the Gunners after a knock to defensive midfielder Thomas Partey. Marcus Rashford has been announced as the Premier League's Player of the Month for the second time this season. It comes after the England international continued his red-hot form, netting 3 times, including a winner in the Manchester derby in January. As well as being honoured the Premier League Man of the Month, Rashford's efforts have also been noticed by his club, and he was also given the Player of the Month for the Red Devils. Meanwhile, Mikel Arteta has won consecutive Manager of the Month awards. The Gunners went unbeaten in the league in January and beat sides such as Manchester United and London rivals Tottenham. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag says his team won't be disrupted by the off-the-field issues at the club. Mason Greenwood had charges of attempted rape, controlling behaviour and assault against him dropped. United play Crystal Palace tomorrow in the Premier League just weeks after a 1-1 draw against the same team. Ten Hag insists his players aren't distracted.
We have always to focus on the game, no matter what, and that is our job. And that's why we are here. We have a lot to do against them. 2 weeks ago, we had a bad performance there.
In local football, top of the league Sholing faced mid-table Westbury United in the Southern League Division 1 South, 3 tiers below National League. While second place, but with 3 games in hand, Totton host Bristol Manor Farm. On Tuesday, the top 2 will meet in a potential promotion decider. In darts, Michael van Gerwen was defeated in the final of the first night of the new Premier League season. Chris Dobey was victorious, keeping his rich vein of form in the last few weeks, winning the Masters on Sunday. The Premier League returns next Thursday in Cardiff. The Six Nations are back. 6 weeks of international rugby between England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, France and Italy. England have a new head coach in Steve Borthwick, whilst also having a new weapon in his ranks in London Irish winger Ollie Hassel-Collins. Borthwick says that the threat of Hassel-Collins is scary and is excited for his first exposure to international rugby.
This is a guy who's over 100 kilos and 6'4", and he can hit and he can run fast. I think most of us would like to have those attributes. He's an excellent player and a fantastic young man, and he's brilliant to be in our team.
Last year's Formula 1 winners Red Bull are set to reveal their new car today. The team, led by Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, were dominant last season by beating close rivals Ferrari in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. The season kicks off on the 5th of March in Bahrain. Australian tennis star Nick Kyrgios has admitted to assaulting his ex-girlfriend. The 27-year-old was accused of pushing former partner Chiara Passari after she stopped his car from driving away in 2021. Kyrgios released a statement earlier today saying, "I was not in a good place when this happened and I reacted to a difficult situation in a way I deeply regret." Sticking with tennis, GB's Dan Evans has said that it doesn't matter if Great Britain have to win ugly in their challenging tie with Colombia in the Davis Cup. The squad will have to compete with pressureless balls and an altitude of over 2,000 metres during the clash. A win, however, would confirm them as one of the 16 nations to progress to the group stage. Recently retired footballer Gareth Bale has admitted he was full with nerves ahead of his appearance at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Thursday. Bale, who is one of 156 amateurs taking part alongside 156 professionals, put on a fine display with a great pass save from the greenside cart path on the second, which was a particular highlight. Former Arsenal star Mesut Ozil has reportedly quit football after his Istanbul Başakşehir contract was being terminated. The former Real Madrid and Germany star had played for Istanbul since July last year. That's all from us for now. I'll be back in an hour's time, but remember, you can keep up to date on our website, solentjournalism.co.uk. And remember, at 4 o'clock today, we'll be joined by Sports Headlines star Dylan Shavas outside of Stamford Bridge, where he'll fill us in with all the details before tonight's game against Fulham. That's all from us for now.